Well, hey everybody, it's HeapCVA. Welcome to my channel. Glad you're here. Was kind of getting lonely over the weekend. I think this is my first full weekend of this new plan. And so it has been a busy weekend. There's a lot going on out there in the world. There's a lot going on right outside my door, just about 9 miles away. Huge, big brush fire. Unloading where I live with lots of smoke, ash, lots of aircraft flying overhead. It's hard to even think sometimes. What it has done to me, and I'll warn you now, is kind of given me, although I've had it before, but this is a legit reason for having it, is my sinuses are kind of angry at having the stuff in the air. So if I like that a little bit, or I sneeze, or I cough, or I literally lose my voice, you'll know what happened this time to cause that. But I still want to make a video one way or the other. I promised you videos. I got to get them done. Sacrifice everything. That's me. Anyway, let's talk about Into the Flames. Some stuff has happened since I talked to you guys last. I know I put out a lot of videos on this because it's a busy early access game. And you want that kind of information. And so we talked about the July 27th post. Well, yesterday, he moved some stuff to the testing branch, which I'm not on. In fact, I wasn't sure it was even available. If we look in properties and we go to betas, the testing branch is not even available anymore out of this page. That's fine. Well, that was tested for a little bit and it got moved right into the live default branch early this morning. And so I've been looking at it, played it a little bit, tried to make a couple of videos, but, I'm still getting used to a couple of things, and I've been playing so much of the other games, I was making too many mistakes, even for my standards, for you guys to see, I got to be somewhat careful. So anyway, as we look at the testing branch info, just in your mind, know that most of that has been moved into the other branch, but it's where the lists are. There's a lot in here, and I would always, as usual, and forever, recommend that you go to Steam and check out his posts so that we can get into gameplay and I'm not reading every line to you. Some of them may not even understand what he's talking about, but that's okay. There are some things that I've seen that interest me for sure, and go to issues that we've discussed over time. So, especially this post here that was on August 2nd, which is yesterday, makes for a very good read. And so, a lot of stuff he's trying to fix. He's adding things. Ladder lights. I think that's that picture that you see in the background. The day-night cycle. Really looking forward to that. The customization menu, definitely looking forward to that. Optimization is always a good thing. And so those are the kind of things that we need to keep our eyes on when we're in the game. I haven't experienced this yet, but apparently there was an issue with the player getting stuck in those maps inside of buildings and not being able to get out. Not ever a good thing. I mean, maybe you could get the fire out first, but you're still stuck inside the building. And the other stuff is more gameplay mechanics. Not sure what a ladder character is. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, and they had some network stuff, and that's for multiplayer. So, strongly suggest you read that stuff if you're interested in purchasing this game or if you already own it. I should actually have you guys one of these days raise your hand and say, who has this thing and who's still waiting? I'd love to know who's got it. I know he was at 1,000 sales, I think last week. Don't quote me on that. And so I'm kind of curious of the people I know of, how many have already put their money down on this particular game title. But I'm also curious about some other things. So let's get the game started. It'll take a second to load. No big deal. Wanted to talk to you guys real quickly about Discord. Most of you guys probably know what that is. Some of you might not. It's a communications program. It's free download. It creates like these channels where you use headsets or microphones, etc., and you can do text, speaking, gameplay, video, probably some other things I'm not remembering. I was more focused on the gameplay part than anything else. And so, where is my game? There it is. It's funny that it came up behind for me, it came up behind the Steam overlay. It may not have for you. And OBS was on top of that, which made no sense at all. Because this is listed as the first thing that OBS is supposed to bring up. In any event. Had a not so good... There's a couple guys playing. That's a good thing. I would play if I wasn't going to do something else. So we're going to go into the free roam map. I downloaded it, was trying to set it up, watching a lot of videos and reading a lot so that it made sense. And an update came out that promised some things. So I went ahead and uploaded the update and installed it. And it crashed Discord, and it really messed up some things in my computer. It does bury itself in your startup system, and it's in several places on your computer, especially if you have different disk drives. I have one SSD that's just the Windows disk for startup, and then all of my programs and most of the work I do every day is on another drive, which is a 3 terabyte hard drive. And then I have another SSD that's just a render. And so when I realized that it was corrupted, and even they recommended uninstalling it, the uninstall was ugly. Just ugly. And it really messed things up. It took me 4 hours to get it to a point. There's still one thing on there I cannot remove. So I think my questions are to you guys, and it'll be the engagement in this video, is if you have Discord, have you had issues? Do you trust the program? Or do you have it and you're still wondering about it? Or do you not have it, and do you not have it because you don't want it? Or that you've heard that you shouldn't have it, or what? I just don't have enough information to really feel comfortable reinstalling it and starting all over from scratch after what just happened. So if you guys could do that for me in this video, spread the word, let people know, share that part of it, because I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. If Discord's a real good thing for us, it's going to get us closer to multiplayer faster. I'm pretty sure. So, Discord, put that aside for right now. First thing you'll notice is that my firefighter has a different helmet on. Usually he has, if you hit the I key, you come up with a customization menu. And you can pick a red helmet, yellow helmet, green, black, which is what he usually wears, white if he's a chief officer, blue, that would be Baltimore Fire Department if I'm not mistaken, and orange, which I have no idea where they're at. The secondary colors correspond to what are called tetrahedrons. Did I say that right? Tetrahedrons. These stickers right here. They're almost always reflective. You can change the colors of those if you want. That's kind of hard to see. Let's do this and this. You like that? White. That's like bone stock. A lot of guys like the black reflectives. I think I'll go red with the black tetrahedrons for right now. You can change the shield. I've experienced that the shield does not work. And it could just be me, but I can show you where, and you have to have something in your hand in order to see your character up close, or he will just continually spin away from you like he's doing now. But if you give your character like a chainsaw, now he won't move around as much, at least he usually doesn't. And I should be able to see more of his helmet. Notice that there's no shield on the helmet. The eagle is there, but there's no shield. And that's the part that's missing. And that's fine. I'm sure it'll all get squared away sooner than later. You can also, it's the I key again. Your air pack, you can change colors. We won't know about that till later. And you can also change the color of your protective clothing. And I would consider a yellow turnout ensemble very West Coast. Now there are departments out here on the West Coast that are moving towards the what I call black turnouts, like FDNY would wear. But there's a lot of departments, LA City, LA County, you know, the big players, that wear the lighter colored because of the sheer amount of hot days we get in California. That's my explanation, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sure somebody will go, nuh-uh. But that's the way we always looked at it. So we're at Station 2. Let's talk about a couple things. Number one, if you haven't already noticed, this weather in the game, not at my house, but in the game, is so much better than the old look of the game, which always seemed kind of overcast, and it was always kind of like it was getting ready to rain. Now, this looks like a great fall day with the sun out, and things look brighter. You can see better as you look for things in the distance. I can just see it better. So that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff you won't see too much. The M, I believe, is the key that will turn on the lights, like headlights, not more emergency lights, but just like that. And what we should do is see if we can go to a fire, because one of the things I'm really curious about is if we can get a structure fire, is to see what the physics are for fighting the fire. Are we going to see one of the things he talks about, which is the backdraft? I'm going to try to do this while he's driving, see if I crash. Okay, there's just a fire alarm. So we'll go to this other fire, which I think I'll be going to the right direction. Sometimes I screw that up. I still don't know the names of the streets. I can tell you that Pine Street is the main street that goes past the other fire station. I think we got to this house too late. All I see... Oh, okay. At first, all I saw was a pile of flames with nothing in it. This fire's going to town. So we'll go over here and see if we can get it anything to do what we're curious about that he talked about. It may not be implemented yet 100%. I don't know, but we'll just come right in here. That looks good. Hit E. Get us a hydrant connection, because obviously it takes a lot of water. It is weird to see him running in yellow protective clothing. Alright, I'm having that issue with the hydrant. I wonder if I can get it to do it. Come on, you can do it. Come on. I know you can do it. Come on. It's not going to do it. Now, the only thing I can see is to get rid of the wrench, get it back, and see if I can get it to redo it. Let's remove all equipment, back, hand tools, hydrant tool, and see if I can get it to turn on. That would be a bad start to this structure fire. That's a bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. It did let me disconnect and use my wrench. So the next closest hydrant, unfortunately, is the 150-yard sprint to here. And hopefully this one will work. It makes me wonder where this place is modeled after. Definitely not in my neck of the woods. So is it just not going to work at all? That is just not very nice. Alright, well, guys, we cannot get a water supply. That is terrible. So, while you blink your eyes a couple of times, because it's what the time will be for you compared to me, I'm going to get out and come back into this, and we'll start over again. So give me just a second. Okay, guys. I couldn't get the exact structure fire, but I got a larger building. And let's go get it and see if we experience any unusual fire occurrences. What I'm trying to do is give myself a toehold that doesn't have flames in my face. And then we'll switch over, mask up, and go into first person. So mask, this, and first person. So, like I said, not sure what to expect, not sure what's going to happen. He actually hasn't warned anybody about it yet, other than the fact that there's something you need to do to kind of react. And I have no clue what that would be. No clue whatsoever. I'm going to do this without a ladder truck because I'm just, trying to get through here. Actually, kind of made my, that's the oxygen, never mind. I'm always curious, how close can I get to the fire before it warns you that you're too close? That you're not hurting your firefighter. I know there's a lot of fire upstairs. This would definitely be a good fire to have ventilation going on at the same time if you can coordinate it. And like I said, trying to figure out which movements of the nozzle are going to be successful or not. My guess is I need a saw that can get into the garage. I don't have one of those yet. I did not go to station 2. That's why I'm on that other engine, or the tanker, whatever you want to call it, because I just didn't want to go get the other engine and drive further. And while you guys don't know the difference, I know the difference. It's like 11 minutes. So let's see if the garage door is unlocked, if I can get over here without getting burned up. Nope, that door is locked. They need to come up with a... Looks like my windows are still on fire. That's pretty weird. I guess I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. There's a lot of fire upstairs. Sometimes you can get through the banisters or balusters and kind of knock it down a little bit. Sometimes I don't seem like I'm having that much success. We still have fire over here. I don't know if the new mechanics are in the game yet as far as the fire behavior and some of the things it's going to do. That's okay. I mean, we did see something new and interesting while he's working on everything else. And certainly there's nothing to complain about. I don't know how many guys want to play this type of game that don't want to squirt water and fight fire. Alright, put the fire out in the kitchen. The windows are still on fire out there. Not a thing I can do about those. Floating fire. That's good. Toe hold. Yeah, I don't know if I'd mentioned or not, but sooner or later I'm going to have to get, you know, kind of a thing where everybody that comes to my channel needs to let me know who has this game, because it's not going to be much of a multiplayer if nobody owns the game yet. You know, and I'd rather do this with people that have already come to my channel and we all kind of know each other. I mean, we haven't met each other face to face, but at least we know who's who in the zoo. Again, all of the windows are on fire. It's kind of weird, and it has no effect on it. So we'll get this knocked down. Then, you know, I don't know how much more we'll do. I was kind of curious about those couple of things. The weather is a big deal for me because it's very much easier to see everything. It's easy on the eyes. Everything, even the apparatus looked better. I thought that was he had chosen a kind of traditional darker red. It comes right down to it. Once you get rid of the cloudy weather, that the color of the fire apparatus is more fire engine red, which is brighter. And so just goes to show you that, you know, it's not always obvious. So get here, knock this down. All right. Some of this, I think, is traveling through from the this room here. That's fine. Don't want to do that too much. The shadow really looks funky when you do that. Looking forward to more furniture. It does really make it look a whole lot more realistic. Alright, kind of knock this room down. Like I said, the whole windows burning is funky. Alright, I gotta go down and get... And unfortunately, you literally have to take the hose out with you. Which is fine. We can do that. Get out of third person here. I'm going to change air bottles while I'm at it. HeapCVA gives me that. I need to go back, get a hand tool, and get a Halligan. Yeah, there's fire in every room, so... See the fire on the other side. Got that door. Check this door while we're at it. This one's not unlocked either. Got that one. You need at least one more person to do this, you know? I'm sure there's fire in here. Oh, of course. I don't know that I don't think there's a saw on this engine. At least, I don't think there is. Equipment. No. There's no saw of any kind on this one. So we'll get back in here. Rush over here, get this fire put out. Oh, I ran right past it. This is one of the biggest bathrooms I've ever seen in a house. The smoke's clearing out pretty fast. Guy must have a scanner in here so he can listen to the fire tones where he lives. I'm a little close to that one. I must be okay, though. Get this fire knocked down. If it'll let me. Fire in here? Yeah. Probably the wife's closet. It's full. Some furniture. More burning windows. Mystery flames. My hose doing weird things. All the windows are having their own issues today. That's okay. If that's all that's going wrong, things are going pretty well. Fire's going out in here pretty fast. Not much to burn. I think we got it. I think we got it. Just in time, too. All zones clear. Yeah, sure. So we will unmask, get out of first person, get rid of this. I think I didn't see if I could pop that door on the back side. Back. Got its hand tools, doofus. I want to get this door open. There we go. All right. Because I think I can do this. Bring this over, lug it over here. I guess his lugging is a better term. See if it'll clear this out for us. We'll know we did a really good job if the doors start to close and the glass starts to go back in the frames. That'll mean we did a great job. Definitely the smoke is clear. So I'm going to get this, pick this up, put it back on the engine. And I think we are done. So let me get this on here so I can pay attention. Fan, remove all, exit. All right. Hang on, let me lean over and keep something from falling over and making all kind of racket in the video. So let's call it good for the day for Into the Flames. Like I said, you know, it's going to be, notice the windows are in the frames already. See, we did a good job. Every day will be a new adventure. I think he's just moving it into the game as he finishes it. Maybe tests it for a little bit of time, and next thing you know, it's in the game. I don't mind that at all if you guys don't mind that at all. If you haven't thought about buying the game, I understand. It's got a lot of playability already. I can't say that about others that we were talking about when would be a good time to spend the money. So, that being said, thank you again so much for coming by my channel. I really appreciate it. If you could, your comments, suggestions, criticisms, the whole 9 yards, right down here in the comments would be absolutely worth my entire day. I really appreciate it. It may sound silly, but honestly, it is really important to me in the channel. Hitting the like button, really appreciate if you'd beat the bejesus out of that. Between a thumbs up or even a thumbs down, honestly. If you give me a thumbs down, let me know what I did wrong so I don't repeat my silly mistakes. That and a comment seems to be the thing that the algorithm, or whatever that thing is in the back room of YouTube, really helps the channel, really supports it, and moves it up the ladder as far as when people do searches for it. That is an amazing thing. Like I said before, I thought it was always about subscriptions. However, if you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy what's going on here and you got suggestions about some other gameplay you'd love to see, let me know. Consider subscribing. It really helps. It really, really helps. And thank goodness it doesn't cost anything. So, again, you guys have a great week. I'm going to get back to work because I got another video to do because I want to do this one and flashing lights. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week.